Coming up on the Empowered Woman podcast.
You are the magic. It is all you, and you are so special and so important and just as smart, capable, kind, savvy as all these people that you see in these C-suites or in the news. There is nothing that separates you from those people. You are there. You are magical.
Welcome to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on visibility strategies for women entrepreneurs. If you want to get empowered to be seen, stand out on social media, stages, TV, and more to make an impact with your voice and business, you're in the right place. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Marcia Spurk, and I'm your host, professional singer and visibility strategist. Welcome again, and let's dive into today's episode. If you're a cultural catalyst, what got you here won't get you there. Cultural change happens through peers at your level, not previous cycles of friends, mentees, or employees. Join our free masterclass, The Science-Backed Secrets to Activate Your Legacy as a Cultural Catalyst Without Burnout. Register at activateherlegacy.com. Hi, Leslie. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Marta. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, me too. We've had an amazing conversation for your show. We're talking about collaborating. I know you're doing some amazing stuff out there. So why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Leslie Youngblood. I am the host of the Serious Lady Business podcast, where we get real about what it takes to build a business as a woman today. I also am the owner of Youngblood MMC, a marketing, media, and content consultancy in Metro Detroit. And I am also the co-founder of TableTag, which is a new platform that is going to revolutionize the marketer restaurant client connection. Very exciting stuff. Never dull.
Never dull with us people. Entrepreneurial minds. Well, I'm excited to hear about all that. And I like myself a good backstory. So take us back before you started this entrepreneurial craziness roller coaster. What were you up to and what took you where you are today?
Yeah, I think to reflect on looking back on our journeys, in hindsight, makes so much sense. You can see, oh, wow, I really was entrepreneurial as a kid, even though if you had asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, when I was that age, never entrepreneur didn't even cross my mind. Even when I was in college, I really fell in love with marketing and advertising, was very fortunate to major in that at Michigan State, go green, and build a career in advertising, and never thought that I would do anything else. And, but then when I look back at my childhood, I was like, oh yeah, I was selling drawings and trying to make a buck and doing little yard sales, right? It makes sense. So through my career, I was in-house at agencies. I was at agencies, and then I was in-house at organizations. Very fortunate to have great experience. And then becoming a mom, having 3 kids, found myself in a position that I loved, that was marketing for a big hospitality group that was growing nationally. But I was also finding myself working 80 plus hours a week, and just had this epiphany one day that was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I love this so much. I would give all of myself to this job. I would bleed and give them all of my blood, and they would say thank you and then hire somebody else the next day, when I had this beautiful family before me. And it really shook me, because I realized, what is this life that I'm making? This is not how I want my life to look. And so I knew I needed to make a change. It was up to me to make that change. I had put myself in this cage. I always say I felt like I was in a cage yelling, somebody get me out of here. And somebody walking by and being like, it's not locked. You can walk out of the cage. And so I walked out of that cage and didn't know what I was going to do. But I had some connections reach out to me about working with marketing and communication projects, and Youngblood MMC took off from there. And then, having been through the experiences that I had been through, loving podcasts, but also not hearing conversations that I wanted to be having, I felt like I needed to start a podcast that addressed those things, and for women to realize they are just as smart, capable, confident, kind, creative as all the men and others they see at the top. The secret is they don't know what they're doing either. And so that's really, I'm really passionate about that and leveling the playing field for female entrepreneurs and business leaders everywhere.
This is so good. And talk about the mental prison. I feel like I lived through that in so many iterations of my life where it takes you having that epiphany moment after people have told you, like, you can make a choice, you can make a change. And it's like, no, I can't. I'm stuck.
Right. You don't want to listen. It's such an ego play. You don't want to listen. And my husband and I would have arguments and I would just be like, you don't get it. You don't get it. Like, and I know what I'm doing and I love this so much and it's for a reason. And I don't know. I feel very fortunate. And to be quite honest, I was reading a book that I always recommend to people that helped me reach this epiphany. It's called The Artist's Way. It's, I'm sure you recognize it.
I love it. Right? It changed everything for me.
Changed everything, Marta. And I realized that this creativity is me. I'm the magic. I can choose to give my magic to somebody else, and I choose how I give that magic. And so that book was really instrumental in, and I have goosebumps even just talking about it. I'm actually doing it again right now because I just feel like it's a great, rich book that helps you come to these realizations if you're looking to move forward in your life, do more in the right kind of way with your life, and just recognize it's really an internal job. And so again, I think that it's hard because there's so many people that want the best for you and they can see you objectively like, oh, you're not, this is wrong. This isn't working. You're running yourself ragged. You're not present. You're doing this. And you think, especially as creatives and business and people with ambition, you're like, you don't get it. You are holding me back and I can do this. I can do everything. And it's just not the case. And so realizing it starts and ends with myself was with the extreme, wonderful guidance and help of that book were really the big changers for me.
Oh my gosh. I was about to write down, what is the book? I'm going to read it. And then as soon as you said it, it's like, oh, that book is, everybody should read it, especially how she positions it, the author, as we are all artists. We are all creatives, right? In our own different ways. And I love that you said, I am the magic. So I get to create the way that this looks. And oftentimes we're prescribed specific things and we feel like we need to follow a certain path.
Yes.
And you get to create your own path. Oh my gosh. That's so much
we're behind. Yes. And that we're behind. I always felt, in that position that was not right for me. I felt like, oh, these people will never see me as an equal. And then I realized, and that book helped me to realize, oh my God, I don't see myself as their equal. There's something in me that I have to work on, somewhere I have to go or see that will allow me to get there. And so, it's just, we're not behind. It's just, you have to, all the things. It's such a wonderful.
And it's what you just said. It starts and it ends with you, and it's empowering, but it's also scary because then you somebody else, like can't blame someone else. It's tricky. All right, we have so much to cover. Tell me how exactly your agency supports business owners, who exactly you work with, because then I want to move on to the TableTag because that's so interesting.
Yes. So Youngblood MMC, we primarily work with B2B businesses that are service-based. So whether that means you are a custom cabinetry or a designer, we also work with the utility space. A lot of work, which I think is so incredibly important and growing, is sustainability and environmental progress in the utility space, whether that's energy, water, all the things. And we really help them. It's not just about marketing. We really come in as a collaborative partner and consultant because these are organizations that are probably in $500,000 revenue plus mark. They've been around, they've grown, they're getting opportunities, but they don't have the marketing materials, right? They don't have sales decks that they need to go out and continue to facilitate connections and the right kind of opportunities. They don't know how to describe themselves when they're going to these conferences. And so we really come in and help them get clear on that and then help them create the systems and the content that can help support them to drive forward and hit those revenue goals faster than floundering and having scattered content and all the things. So it's really all about getting clear and coming up with the right strategy and then executing that strategy consistently and correctly over time.
That's awesome. And then how can people find more information or get in touch with you guys and learn more?
Yes, please. Please go to youngbloodmmc.com. You can set up a phone call. You can reach out. You can also download, we call it, from chaos to clarity. There's a content piece out there that can help anybody that is trying to figure out doing all the things and realizing it's not working, how many marketing plans actually get done, right? Like so many of them don't because we get busy, we get pulled, something else comes up, we get sick, our kids get sick. And so we're really all about helping people create structure and systems so they aren't the bottleneck, so they can help it get done. And so please go to Youngblood MMC. We love having those conversations, and we're really passionate about helping those small to medium-sized businesses in that gray area where they've seen success and but they're not, up at that upper echelon of these big businesses. And there's, so much that can be done if only they were connected to the right team and people. And that's exactly what we do.
That's awesome. Do you have a specific client in mind or a story that you can share with us? Because you've given us some glimpses, but I like specific stories. Fun to listen.
Oh man, well, it just crossed my mind today, where we had an advertising / marketing and brand studio that we worked with in the past. It was a very small team. They're located out west, and they had initially reached out to a PR person and saying, we want to increase, our sales and revenue this year. We need PR. And that PR person, who is a connection of mine, met with them and said, actually, I can't take you as you are right now to get PR. There's nothing really there beyond your website. Who are you? And so you need to talk to Leslie and her team so you can get clear on yourself and who you are, start creating that content, being consistent with that content. So when these PR opportunities and press opportunities come, they will know exactly who you are, what you stand for, how you say it, who you serve, and all the things. And so that's really, we were able to come in and help them not only get clear on who they are, what they do, but create a consistent content plan and system to increase their pipeline, 6-figure pipeline in 90 days. And it's really just, again, about the clarity, systems, and consistency.
That is amazing. And how awesome of the PR firm to have that integrity and say, we are not ready for you, because so many people invest / waste a lot of money into the visibility. And we were just talking about this on your show. Like, I just need more eyeballs. No, you don't.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be my next guest on the Empowered Woman podcast? Do you have a story you'd like to share? Want more visibility for your business on a show ranked in the top 0.5% in the world? Well, then head on over to martasburke.com/podcast guest for more information.
And, it's even funny, and I will share this. I literally this week had a local public relations agency reach out to me and say, wow, looks like you guys are doing great things with Youngblood MMC and the podcast. Let's have a conversation. And it was because I've been consistent in putting out my content, demonstrating who I am, my point of view for the past X amount of years and months, that they recognized she was in a prime spot for us to take her next level. And it's just so awesome when you see that work for yourself, let alone it's just the best to see other small businesses and entrepreneurs, especially when they're female entrepreneurs, soar.
Yeah, no, that is great advice. I hope if you're listening to this podcast, people,
reach out. We can help.
You have to get your messaging and the clarity so that you can build that reputation before you get more visible, because it's like the whole conversation of going viral when you don't have, the support and the structure for it. It's not going to do the job that it could do. So amazing. All right. Well, switch gears. Tell me more about this TableTag. Where did this idea come from? What is it exactly?
I love it. I'm so excited. And the funny thing about it is I didn't want to do it, because it was one more thing at the time when the idea came to me. And one of our core audiences and customers that we do also work with Youngblood MMC are hospitality organizations. And in a previous life, I was also marketing director for a growing national hospitality organization. So there were multiple venues with multiple food shoots, with multiple specials, multiple events. And I was brought in to create a system on how to be consistent and strategic and up the revenue and all the things for those individual revenues, revenues, those venues, not revenues. And so when I left to start Youngblood MMC, I was very fortunate to find some local hospitality clients here in Metro Detroit, where I'm located. And the client was actually a friend of mine and a former coworker. And the great and bad thing about working with hospitality clients is they're on when you're not. Their night starts at 7 p.m. The manager's walking the floor. They're having things come through. They're not sitting down at their computer from 9 to 5 the same way I am in my general marketing workday.
Yeah.
And so I would get text messages. I would get phone calls. I would get tons of, I'd wake up to a flurry of emails and they'd be asking for this menu update, for this picture, or all the things. And so my friend and client one day was like, don't you think we could come up with something that centralizes all the things and makes it easier for us to communicate? And I was like, I guess. Like, okay. And he's like, no, I really think that between the two of us, we can come up with something. I have a friend who created something similar, like a two-way communication tech platform. And so, we kind of whiteboarded something out. And I remember the first time we whiteboarded it out, I was like, oh my God, this could be something here. And from there, we created our prototype. We started having, and the real excitement too, built upon that, was having these walkthroughs with our potential target customers of marketers who are in the hospitality space, marketers in general that have clients, because the marketer client communication can be really difficult. We have a lot of tools that we use internally, whether it's Trello or Monday or Google, but then sharing that information with your client and having it centralized. I have clients that are like, where's this sales white paper? I'm like, it's in Dropbox. I told you where it's at, right? And so they loved it. And the hospitality managers that we walked through were like, I need this yesterday. And so to be able to share what we created and to get that validation back was really exciting. And so moving forward with TableTag, we have opened up our waitlist for interested marketers and restaurant owners, managers to come in and sign up. We are currently developing our MVP. We are excited to be planning our beta for a select number of users moving into the fall and really going live into market before the end of the year this year. And the restaurant tech space is a huge, multi-billion-dollar industry, but we found there's nothing that solves this communication problem. We have all these tools, whether you're a restaurant and it's about staffing, whether you're a marketer and it's about your project management. We don't have something that connects the two and simplifies it and centralize it. And so TableTag really becomes this command center between the two. And we're really excited about it.
Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Congrats on coming up with
Thank you.
it and running with it. And it's out there and people are already loving it. And the ones, that have been able to test and all of that. So do you have a date or for launch or not yet?
We don't have a specific date to launch.
Okay.
Please follow me on LinkedIn. I'll be sharing updates and starting, we're going through some exploration with our MVP and looking for the right developer and fixing, and doing timelines and all that good stuff. And so we're really looking into April as like our official MVP, and then moving through. So June, July, August being our beta, and then refining and revising for the end of the year launch. So tabletag.io is the website. You can sign up for the wait list. And again, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn, and you can even find TableTag app on LinkedIn as well to stay in the know of all the great things going on there.
That's amazing.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. We'll make sure and have all of that in the show notes. I usually have a question that I ask all my guests, but I want to ask a pre-question to that question, since you're so passionate about giving voice to women and helping women in business, especially with your journey, right? From coming from corporate and still following your gifts and your passion, but making it your own. What is something that you wish every female founder knew now that you've been in this journey for a few years and coming from corporate and helping give voice to women, especially through your podcast, which I love.
Yeah, thank you. There's so much, right? How much time do we have?
Yeah.
So much. And yet, who am I? Because I'm still figuring it out and doubt myself every day. But I really think if there was one thing I would want every single woman listening and every single female anywhere to know is you are the magic. You have the special gifts. You choose to give your gifts to a job, to your family, to something that takes up your time. Like, it is all you, and you are so special and so important and just as smart, capable, kind, savvy as all these people that you see in these C-suites or in the news. Like, there is nothing that separates you from those people. You are there. You are magical.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that is amazing. We're going to have to put that as the title. You are the magic.
You are the magic, right? Put it on my tombstone too. Like, I want people to know.
Yes,
You.
absolutely. I love that. Well, and on that note,
Yes.
my $1 million question that I ask all of my guests, Leslie, what is an empowered woman to you?
An empowered woman. That's a great question. An empowered woman is joy. She is love. And I feel like she is that energy of knowing herself and being confident in knowing her magic and knowing that her path is completely different from somebody else's path, and lifts those other people up and keeps going even when she's scared. Because again, I think that we think courage looks a certain way, but courage cries. And it's not easy. And you don't even realize every day doing what you're doing is being courageous. And so I think an empowered woman does it anyways. She knows all the things and just still keeps going. And we need those women in our lives and to look to, and for us to understand that it's not easy, but that's what gives you the power, is doing it anyways.
Yes, absolutely. And courage cries. I love that. That is
courage
so
cries.
true.
Mm-hmm. But I'm going to embroider that on a pillow at some point.
So many quotes. I love it. That is so good. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today. Thank you for doing the work that you do, supporting entrepreneurs out there and business owners in getting the word out and getting organized, all the things. You're doing it all and giving them voice through your podcast. Tell us again how people can connect with you. I'll have all the links in the show notes, but just so it's fresh.
Perfect. Yes. Please find me on LinkedIn. I'm super active on LinkedIn, Leslie Bailey Youngblood. And then please reach out at youngbloodmmc.com. That is the marketing, media, and content agency. And then TableTag.io is the new platform that we're building that's going to change the world and change the way marketers and their clients communicate. And Youngblood MMC and TableTag are also on LinkedIn as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. This was so fun. It was so fun talking to you.
Likewise. Cheers.
Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope this episode empowered you. And if you enjoyed the show, please join the Empowered Woman community on Facebook and share with friends, or leave a review on iTunes so more people can discover this empowering message. Until next time, bye.